Alright. This is probably a bad idea, but we're doing it anyway. Are you working? Stream. Yes? Perhaps? Oh boy, there it is. Right. Hello everyone and welcome back. It's your host Michelle, aka Chat-Mort, and thank you so much for returning once again to my humble little channel. My chair did not used to be this creaky, I swear. I don't understand and I don't appreciate it. It's not necessary. It's not... I'm not into it. Oh boy. Okay. Good start. Good start. Good job, everyone. So, hi, John Kind. I don't know if I recognize you, but welcome. I'm really not up to this at all at the moment. I am absolutely freezing to death. Our basement is really, really cold, and I just don't feel good. I've not felt good all day. I don't know why. I'm also having absolutely terrible, like, a blood sugar crash thing, so I've been drinking as much water as I can without dying, and I'm eating peanut butter bites for toddlers, because I don't know how to keep my blood sugar normal, or even not life-threatening most of the time. So I wait till the last minute, and then when I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm dying, I can't think straight, I'm disoriented, I'm going to now ingest massive quantities of peanut butter and hope that I don't die. So, this is absolutely disgusting. But I'm eating peanut butter bites as I talk. Not professional at all. Not charming. Just not good. Not good at all. And I'm sorry. But I wanted to, I'm sorry. This is just absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry about the peanut butter bites. It's so nasty. I just wanted to stop by for a minute and see if this would work at all. And I just wanted to check in and say hello to you guys. I probably don't sound like myself or seem like myself. And I don't feel like myself either. I don't know why. But I was on a kick for a while where I made a ton of videos. I was extremely productive for a while. And lately, I have not been. So I know this is not a substitute for scripted videos, which you guys also really appreciate. But, yeah, I just felt like it was better than nothing to at least check in and say hello and let you know I'm not deceased, at least not at this very moment. Hi, Lion Patriot. No die. I won't. Chat-Mort is not dying, I promise. Enable Super Chat. What? Okay, we'll look into that later. I don't think I qualify for Super Chat. There's no way in hell I get enough views. Anyway, hi Scrappy. Shut up, chair. Jesus. I did a video in this chair the other night. It was this stupid Pennywise article. I should get credit for that. I didn't write it. I was not the first one to react to the stupid Pennywise article, but I did it before Sargon, so that makes me special. I demand validation and head pats. Anyway, I just filmed myself responding to that article here in this chair, and the whole time my chair was making these really, really incriminating farting sounds, like rubbing against the desk. It was not good at all. If you don't like watching people eat peanut butter bites while talking in the dark, musty corner of their basement, this is not the stream for you. But yeah, I just wanted to stop by and check in and say hello to you guys. And I apologize, I've not gotten back to anybody lately. I've just not had the mental energy to go through all the comments on my YouTube videos. This is a weird phenomenon. I'm not making any excuses for how weird and bad and flighty I am at interacting with you guys on here. Carl can bake his own damn cake. You mean Sargon Carl? I think he's awfully cute. I obviously don't agree with everything he says. And he's super smug, and I get why that irritates people, but he's pretty handsome. What did that have to do with anything? No one will ever know. What was I talking about? What's happening? For me, it takes this really peculiar amount of energy, large amount of energy, to respond to all the comments on my YouTube videos. And the reason it does for me is because like when somebody responds to me on Twitter, that's a big deal, of course. And I try not to like just fire off a response immediately. I like to set it aside and think a little bit about an appropriate response to somebody who takes time out of their day to like reach out to me and say something. Because I'm usually, how do I put this to not sound terrible? I'm usually pretty disoriented and just confused, like a very senile elderly individual. And because of that, if I were to just like fire off a response to somebody at any given moment of the day, it would not make sense. My brain does not make sense. The way I perceive the world does not make sense. But that's a completely irrelevant, nonsensical tangent. These are very good, these peanut butter bites. So anyway, YouTube videos obviously are a pretty significant undertaking. They take a lot of effort. And my like sort of scripted and pre-recorded ones are projects that take me usually a couple hours a piece to like 20 hours a piece to produce, even though they're not good enough to have warranted that much time. But when somebody watches something of mine that's a creative endeavor like that and responds and gives me their thoughts, that's an enormous compliment to me. And so when you do that, the way I perceive it is that I should like take an appropriate amount of time and consideration to figure out how to respond back to you. And I try to respond to everybody who comments on my videos. I don't manage to all the time. There were like swaths of time where for several videos I would forget completely to respond to people. Like there are videos where I didn't respond to any of the comments. But I'm throwing a peanut butter. There it was. It's gone now. No, I got it. I found it. But I try to respond to all my comments. And I usually wait and I set aside time when I've got a particularly large amount of mental energy, and then I'll go through and try to respond to as many comments as I can on any given video. So, to a lot of people, that's very weird. And that's how I act in regard to DMs as well on Twitter. I've had people get offended by that before, and you have every right to, because the way I handle that stuff is strange, to be sure. But I just feel like instead of kind of glancing at what you say and firing back a response instantaneously and just shooting it off, although most people perceive that as the respectful way to acknowledge somebody, just the way my brain works, I feel like I should set aside the appropriate amount of time to form a response to you, you know, based on you having reached out to me and me trying to be respectful in my response. Does that make sense? Probably not. But anyway, I just wanted to say I am sorry that I have not gotten back to anybody who commented on either of my last two videos. And I plan to, and I feel really awkward when I make a whole new video. I'm just in my own little like video filming and editing world over here, where I will like pump out 3 videos and then I'm like, oh right, and then I go back to comments you guys made on my videos like a week or 2 weeks before and respond to them. It feels weird and disingenuous, so I try not to do that. But I have been super overwhelmed lately, weirdly. Excuse me. He thinks people should bake cakes for anyone whether they want to or not. Freaking tyrant. Okay. Hi, Dylan Johnson. Hey, homegirl, I'm so glad you went live. Hi. Hello. Also, make sure to turn live chat on if you forgot. I would have said that earlier, but I forgot. But yeah, I'm not sure how on OBS to get it to show the live chat. It switches back to top chat when you put in the link for the source. I don't know why. So if you say anything too naughty, if you're being too mischievous, it will not show up on the actual screen during playback. Why would anybody care? Nobody cares. But it's been kind of overwhelming due to my 2 Game Grumps videos I made. I learned very quickly when I made my 2 videos on what my grievances are with the Game Grumps and why I no longer watch their channel. If you make anything to do with the Game Grumps, positive, negative, neutral, anything, you automatically get a ton of views. A ton. And I was not expecting that. And a lot of people, despite the fact that I think, at least in my first video, I was very respectful and tactful and fair. The second video I was not so much, because it was after the This Is Mean fiasco that Aaron Hansen, started. He became the ultimate meme, the ultimate Sonic Says copy pasta in record time. Good for you, Aaron. You did a good job. That I was not so nice. I was pretty vindictive in my second video, but despite the fact that I tried to be as respectful as possible, which is not very respectful, people don't like the second one. Like, I still have more likes than dislikes, and more importantly than how many people liked or disliked it, it sparked a lot of conversation, and that has been really overwhelming. I've been trying to get back to everybody, but YouTube also doesn't tell you, like, half of the comments you get. It won't tell you that they're held for review at all, and a lot of them I just won't get notifications because YouTube notifications are just absolute trash. So I've been trying to get back to everybody on that, and I want people to know that obviously even if they disagree with me, that's fine. I respect their views, and if you took the time to hear me out and disagree, that's totally fine. That's awesome. But it has been very overwhelming trying to keep up with all of that. I'm also a little bit spooked just because of the new subscribers from SideQuest. Like, I knew, Magog warned me that I was going to get new subscribers, obviously, and I'm immensely grateful to you guys who are new, and I hope I can make content. It's very different here, obviously, than SideQuest, but I hope I can make content that is worthy of your support, and that entertains you guys and makes your days a little bit better. That's my primary directive when I make videos. I'm drooling because these are very good peanut butter bites. I'm sorry. That's gross. I'm really sorry. But it is kind of scary. And it's interesting. I'm just completely rambling now. I'm sorry if there was anything I started saying earlier that I forgot about, which I undoubtedly did. But it's just interesting, that phenomenon. Like when I was a kid, I was extremely ambitious. I wanted to have a huge YouTube channel. I wanted to be like Lita Muir or something. All those people who you see skyrocket to relevance and fame and notoriety overnight. But that would be terrifying. And I know a lot of people, when something of theirs gets really, really popular, just unexpectedly or overnight, if somebody like gives you a shout out, or for some reason something just gets triggered within the algorithm to make your videos show up in people's sidebars, that's terrifying. And I can see why people would be super overwhelmed and intimidated if suddenly a ton of people just are watching you now, when you're not accustomed to that. And even though this is a minuscule, like, example of that, it's still scary. I'm actually very grateful in many ways that my channel is as small as it is, and that it's been growing as slowly as it has, because I've really gotten to know you guys well. Obviously we don't talk all the time, but I still feel like I'm buddies with you guys, and I recognize you all, and I know you guys to an extent, and we're kind of able to like create our own little culture here in regard to my channel in a way that that I'm comfortable with in a way that I feel like reflects my character and what I want to do with this channel. For example, you guys are extremely respectful. You're really charming and witty, and you're not afraid, I don't think, to voice your opinions. But everybody here is very cool, you know, just really cool people, really kind, really funny, just decent people. And, you know, if you blow up overnight because like a bunch of people saw one video of yours or something they agree with, you don't have any control over the culture of that group of people, of your new viewership or your new fans or whatever. I hate the word fans. It's weird and dehumanizing kind of. But yeah, like you don't get to kind of set the tone. People don't over time see several of your videos and decide, yes, I agree with this person. Yes, I prioritize the same things as them as far as being respectful, or certain things that they don't want people to joke about, or whether they want people to leave just funny short comments or like long thought out ones. You don't. Shut up, Joker. Damn it. No. There's actually, I went out to eat today. My mom actually came down here and we visited today. And this lady said whoop whoop at the restaurant we were at. And then she said another whoop, and she was clearly saying something else, but I about asphyxiated on my my coleslaw because it was so funny. But yeah, you know, whatever I was saying, what I was getting at is that I'm immensely grateful for you guys, and the fact that I've known most of you for quite a while, the fact that it's kind of a slow trickle of new people coming in and joining this little group, makes it easier to kind of manage like my expectations for you guys, if that makes sense. I don't mean to make it sound like clinical and manipulative and like there's this huge divide between us, but you guys kind of know what I like, what I value, you know, because it's not like 80,000 people out of nowhere like watching all my stuff, because it's just a few of you guys that I know very well and who I routinely get to talk to. Like all of us collectively have more control over the dialogue and I guess the tone or the vibe of our chats. And in that regard, I do not envy people who, I don't know, like you can to an extent kind of set the tone no matter how big your channel is as far as how you want people to interact with each other. But I think once you get to a certain size, there are so few people you have the time to interact with individually. If you have time to, or if that's a good idea for you to do at all, like talking to your subscribers and in the comments or whatever, it kind of becomes this monster that spirals out of control, you know? And there may be misinterpretations, like, for example, like a bunch of alt-righters or like white nationalists or something. You might say something criticizing the far left, and a bunch of people who are like radicals might come in and think you're on their side. And if you've got like several million subscribers or followers, and that's like 50,000 people, it could take quite a while before you even realize that's happening, to address that you disagree with it. Things like that, you know? I have you guys. We are a very small group to where I'm able to, I guess that's what I'm getting at, in a very slow, roundabout, nonsensical way. Like, I'm able to talk to you guys, not necessarily one-on-one, but we're able to talk pretty candidly here in our hangouts and things like that, and in comment sections and stuff. So I don't feel like completely out of control of the tone. And it sounds like weird and pretentious, but the culture, if you will, of just all of us sitting and hanging out, and how respectful we are, how sincere, you know, to what measure we're willing to kind of debate with each other and stuff like that. So, I don't know what I'm saying exactly. These are really good peanut butter bites. And I'm just hugely grateful to you guys for being so cool. End stream. Bye-bye. Just kidding. I'm not leaving yet. This has not been nearly enough incoherent rambling. I am sorry. My blood sugar just completely crashed earlier out of nowhere. I'm still fighting to kind of regulate it, so I'm being nasty and eating food and talking on a stream. So I'm very sorry. I'm sorry I'm like this. What's going on? Pie is superior to cake. I think so too, Line Patriot. You said that ages ago. I'm sorry, I know. You guys don't see when I do. Okay. No, you don't. You don't see when I scroll this, obviously. I like apple pie okay. I usually pick the apples out. I actually really like rhubarb pie. My babysitter, like, gaslit me as a tiny child into believing that rhubarb was literally, like, the spawn of Satan. She was like, she constantly complained about rhubarb. It was really weird. I like rhubarb pie. I love pumpkin pie. I like chocolate cream pie. I love key lime pie. I'm more into pie than cake. I don't like stuff that's too sweet. Sorry. Okay, Scrappy said. He said that baker in Colorado should have entered into a contract and baked the damn cake. Did Carl say that? See, that's been so long ago I don't even remember. I don't know about that. That makes him less attractive. Even though I'm into intellectual chubby guys much of the time. That's not very attractive. I don't know. What he's doing works for him, man. He's clearly very successful. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It's pretty scary. We should have religious freedom. And that's why I'm really glad I live in America. Your loyal fans more respectful. Yes. I shilled the show, Elf. Aw. Thank you, Assassin. Thank you for being so supportive, Assassin. And helping with all of the everything with SideQuest. It's very much appreciated. I do too know you guys are here yet. Whoop whoop fam just about freaking killed me. Are you drawing tonight? I'm sorry, Dylan, I'm not. I should be in bed. But I just wanted to stop by and check in and say hello briefly, because I haven't made a video in a while, and stuff. I try and distance myself from the audience. Well, if you want to, that's, you know, you're under no obligation to become like best buddies with your audience either. That's for every content creator to dictate. It's completely up to you what you're comfortable with. But I think it's also something that's smart for people to think about ahead of time. Like, you shouldn't overanalyze it. But, you know, I think it makes it easier. It just makes it easier for you and your fans or your audience if you are able to kind of manage or set the tone, or manage or set the tone. Yeah, I said everything I meant to the first time around. Right. Bargs is the best root beer. I like IBC root beer, actually. Is that everywhere or is that regional? I don't know. Rhubarb. I love rhubarb. I like A&W root beer and cream soda. I like cream soda lollipops. I don't know about actual cream soda. Ryder said why I get no notifications. I don't know, dude. I've had people, you probably heard this before, Ryder, but I've actually had people say that they show up and they're like, holy shit, hi, how are you? I haven't gotten a notification for your channel in 6 months and I thought you stopped making videos. No, I am here. I am here. And I am in fact making videos sometimes. I don't know, dude. You can hit the ring the little bell notification if you want, but it probably won't help. I thought we had something, Shell. I can't with a pie, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. We'll have to agree to disagree. He doesn't get the whole principle thing. He wouldn't say that to a Muslim. We know that. Now, fail. Make a fool out of yourself. I'm working on it. Hi, Jeezy. I'm drawing tonight, not on a live stream. I should be in bed too. Ginger beer over root beer. I like ginger. I like ginger a lot. I'm extremely allergic to it. All those weird, like, root vegetables that are similar, like ginger, radishes, turnips. I thought that, like, the burning, fuzzy, like, prickly electricity feeling on your tongue and your throat, I thought that was just the flavor. Like, the feeling of my body having an extreme immune response to things that it's allergic to. For many years, I thought those things were like, I thought almost going into anaphylactic shock was a flavor for a very long time. Because I'm so allergic to everything. Oh boy. Why did I say that? I like ginger. I like the ginger lime Diet Coke or whatever it is, but it makes me really sick to my stomach. That stuff's good. 6.8 burp. Thank you. I haven't found ginger beer yet. I haven't either, I don't think. Ryder says, I'm watching Chopped. They had a pork uterus. Now they just cooked a giant rat called a Nechuria or something. That doesn't sound tasty. That doesn't sound appetizing, dude. I hope you remember how beautiful and cool you are. Thank you, Dylan. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I have not been feeling very great lately, mentally, actually, and I don't know why. So I need to do some soul searching, and I need to manage that and figure out, like, what the hell my problem is. I don't know what it is. Oh, we know you like, shut up, Ryder. I'm allowed to like redheads. You hush. Stop, chair. Do you hear this thing? So annoying. But yeah. Hi. What was I talking about? I don't know. I'm not sure. I just wanted to apologize, obviously. I hope this is not too loud. I'm trying out my microphone, my newish microphone. And I've been having some problems with streaming connections. So to see that things are working well like this is a huge relief to me. If I Control-Alt-Delete with my mechanical keyboard, will it, like, deafen you guys? Here. I hope that didn't break everything. Please don't have broken everything. So, like, what? 17% CPU usage. Really? That's all? Weird. I just wanted to check and see. I wanted to see if my connection would be good tonight because I've been having some problems with stuff. Lately. Oh my god, that's right, Ryder. I forgot, I'm sorry. What was that power you wanted to attract redhead females? Yes, my stupid superhero power. That's right. I said that out loud. I did. I forgot I said that already. Oh my god. But yeah, I wanted to obviously make a video since I hadn't in a while and stop by and say hi. I haven't live streamed in like 3 weeks, which you can tell because I dyed my hair on stream the last time I did, and now it's like my hair looks like it's black. It's not. My hair is naturally blonde, but in comparison to this very not natural shade of blonde, it looks really dark. Stop, chair, for heaven's sake. Assassin said, sorry, I'm trying to reach for my charger. Remember, gingers are changelings. They are pathetic mockeries of human beings. Like Colin mockery? I love Colin. Meanwhile, redheads are gifts from divinity. Okay, okay. I will try to remember the difference between redheads and red-haired succubi, which is my interpretation of what you're saying. Essentially, stop. Nobody cares. For heaven's sake. Okay. My computer and I are getting along swimmingly. Why do you ask? We should put that power in MHA. Yes, yes, Ryder, I saw that. Look up the bi chair, a chair for people who can't sit straight. That's their slogan. That is so dumb. That, like, what do they think? Bisexual means you have, like, tumors? You have, like, 2 sets of genitalia? No. We can sit just like anyone else. Very strange. I'm part red hair, blonde, black and red hair in my beard. That's how tech support has Bando is, kind of. He's got red in his beard. He's got a little bit of blonde. It's really strange. Remember, Chat-Mort is France for a pretty lady. Well, if you insist. Thank you. I'm on task? What are you talking about? I'm completely on task. I have my egg beater. It never got put away. It's still here on my desk. I wanted to say something. This is a good stream, man. Oh my god. Everyone should be very intimidated. I wanted to say that I am going to try to work on some scripted videos soon. I've got a bunch that I've been working on, but I have been so mentally exhausted lately that I just haven't had the energy to. I'm going to try and be a little bit more productive here in the future, and stuff. Because I've got a bunch of things that I'm working on, projects in progress, that I just have not worked on, really. And stuff. My brain is just flatlining. This is not good at all. This is very bad. But it's one thing to stream when I'm just chatting with you guys, you know? It takes a lot out of me, and like 5 days out of the week, like 5 out of 7 days, if not like 6 to 7 out of 7 days most weeks, I do not have the like mental fortitude to do this, just because even though it's not that big of a deal, it's still exhausting for me with my aversion to socializing, my aversion to being in any kind of spotlight, just because I am such an introvert, because it's so opposite of everything that I'm made of to talk to anybody publicly like I am with you guys. It's this major expulsion or expense. Which word is the correct word? It's this major expenditure. Yes, I did it. It's this major expenditure of energy to even just do this. As silly as that sounds, you know, I'm sitting in my basement just talking in the corner of the room. Nobody's here. And yet it's a lot, you know, for me. So being on SideQuest is one of the coolest opportunities I've ever had. And I'm getting to work with some pretty remarkable people. And even some of the ones I'm not working with at the time are just really, really kind, really cool, talented people. Some of the people who aren't on this season but have been on prior seasons and will hopefully be back in the future are, you know, it's a little bit intimidating trying to live up to their level of pieces of dust floating around. Like, to try and be an entertainer and fill the shoes of people as talented as some of them are, as all of them are, honestly, is a lot. It's very scary and very intimidating. And it's completely different talking to 2 to 3 other people and trying to be entertaining than it is to just sit and ramble to myself in the dark, musty basement. So that actually is taking so much out of me mentally that I don't have the energy to do hardly anything else, actually, at all. You know, I'm being a normal adult. I'm working. I'm interacting with humans the bare minimum, as I always do. Barely maintaining my house like a normal adult. I don't know, whatever you would call normal. But I am completely psychologically exhausted. Completely. How many bug particles are allowed in a single peanut butter bite? I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Bleh. So, yeah. I don't mean to sound negative at all. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm gonna try somehow to muster more energy and or mental fortitude, and I'm gonna try and start making videos more consistently. But I am just completely exhausted, like all the time. So that's been hard. I wanted to acknowledge that and let you guys know. So that's the main thing. This chair, it demands to be heard. If you ever need to talk, I'm a psych major. Thanks, dude. Look up the picture of the bi chair because it looks stupid. Ryder, I'm like scared to look it up because I'm not very good at my brain. I'm not good at OBS, like on the spot. I'm not good at pulling things up, so I will just look it up on my phone and hold my phone up to the to the camera because I'm stupid. Hold on, let's see. This chair is meant for bisexual people to use. It's perfect. What? That's stupid. This is so dumb. An internet meme about the way bisexuals sit has developed into a fully functional chair built by one father for his bisexual child. You know what my father would do if I was like, Dad, I'm into boobies and dudes. You know what he would do? He would like force me to go to his church groups with him. He would not build me a chair. The bi chair for people who can't sit straight is now for sale. This is by Out Magazine. This is by the people who were really sad that Pennywise ate gay dudes. Here's the chair. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. But it's so stupid. You guys can see. Oh, it's framed very nicely. You guys see this stupid chair? You guys see this stupid freaking chair? And they show a very bisexual looking individual in it. That person doesn't look bisexual. They look like non-binary to me. Like, I'm not picking on them at all. But like, when you go out of your way to look that androgynous, or if you just, your look is that being that androgynous, that doesn't look like somebody who's just bisexual. Because like, most women to some extent are bisexual, you know? There isn't a specific look necessarily to being bisexual, I wouldn't say. People joke about like, you can tell people are bisexual because they wear a lot of plaid and they roll their jeans up. And it's certainly not because every time I see one of those memes, I'm wearing plaid and I've got my jeans rolled up that I'm like, no, that's stupid. Shut up. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. It really looks dumb, Ryder. Let me see what you guys are saying. I apologize. If my mic is too loud, let me know, because I still need to play with the settings of this a little bit more. And I hope I'm never like bursting people's eardrums on side quest too, because I don't know. This is my sound check, a little bit late. My hair is very greasy. Gracious. Don't sell yourself short on the effort for streaming. I know I couldn't do it. Well, thank you, Jeezy. I really appreciate that, and I'm trying. It's a learning experience, and it's exhausting, but it's really rewarding. There's all kinds of really mysterious like deposits in those peanut butter bites. I feel uncomfortable. The thief shall return. Yes. I'd be really intimidated to work with her, which I'll have to get over eventually. She is, like, I've watched not all of Side Quest from the seasons of, like, Beardy and the Thief. But, yeah. That's, like, Weibo seems so natural in how entertaining she is. She seems like a natural. And, I don't know, like our humor styles are definitely different and our characters are obviously very different, but you know, hopefully, oh my god, my foot's asleep. I can take inspiration from the creepy sounds in my basement. Hopefully I can take inspiration from just how good she is and Beardy and how good everyone on the show is, and you know, try to emulate that and be more confident and just make my character even better. Assassin said, don't jump, chat. You are doing very well on Side Quest Elf. You are growing into your character. Thank you. I'm trying really hard. I really am. Lyra's gonna get it when the thief finds out she stole the fairy. I hope not. I don't think the fairy's committed to anybody yet. I think she's still kind of playing the field. Wait. You have energy? You have a mental fortitude? Since when? Since never, dude. I have like this much. I have this much like mental capacity for anything on any given day. I'm working on it, man. I'm trying. The boomer screen share. Exactly. Dylan has a gay best friend and loves Chick-fil-A, lol. Yeah. I like Chick-fil-A, but I've actually almost never had it, which is really, really sad. But it's not like the best food in the world, but it's pretty good. I've had it like twice in my whole life. That person was trans, not bisexual. They looked a little bit like they might be trans. Yeah. I don't know. They didn't look like they should be in the bi chair to me, but I don't get to dictate what people sit in, how they sit, or what they look like in correlation to their sexuality or whatever. I yawned and it was so satisfying that now I am again drooling. I don't have rabies, I promise. Somehow still better than the chair to stop manspreading. What is it about people making terrible chairs in 2019? I don't know. I'm not into it. It's not one of my favorite memes to come out of 2019. Making chairs, like, the manspreading thing is just so unbelievably stupid. Like, I don't even have words to articulate how dumb that is. That people think that it's like empowering and brilliant and stunning and brave to make a chair that forces men to be in physical pain if they do not sit in a way that does not like accommodate for their genitals. It just is the stupidest thing. It's just dumb, and frankly it's kind of a little sexist. Like, you're resenting dudes for having testicles. They can't help that. You know, it's very peculiar. That chair looks like it was put together from scraps salvaged from a dunnage bin. A dunnage bin. That's the most, like, fancy way I've ever heard someone word that. Yes. It is ugly. It looks like a very strange art project. You're fine as far as volume. Good. Okay. She's like 5 or 6 minutes behind Scrappy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am. I'm very far behind. Closer to the present than usual. But I'm glad my volume is okay. Lion Patriot said, I have the social anxiety, and being on Weibo streams and our game nights has helped me interact with people. That's awesome. Yeah, I know how that is. And I know I talk about myself all the time, and I apologize, you guys. I don't know how else to impart that I have similar experiences, you know? This is the Michelle show, so I'm allowed to be incapable of interacting with people, darn it. But yeah, for me it's definitely easier to be on my own stream, obviously. Because it allows me to be social while still being solitary in a very bizarre way, you know, which is why, like, you can have a bisquillion subscribers or followers or whatever, and you can still be really isolated and lonely. For me, it's a good thing because this is more social than I would be without this avenue to interact. But yeah, it's interesting though how, like, for me, being on with other people is so just completely draining. Like we have side quest on Friday nights, and like all Saturday I just stumble around my house like a zombie. Like I've got a terrible hangover cuz it mentally and physically exhausts me that much to try to just to try to be entertaining, you know, to try to like live up to the standard of all the other incredibly talented people on the show and that have been on the show before. It seems impossible that it would exhaust me as much as it does, but it really does. But I'm really glad to hear that, Lion Patriot. That's really cool. We need to get you some Chick-fil-A. I get a massive craving for Chick-fil-A on Sundays. Yeah, what you can't have is what you want the most. That's how people work. I'm so sleepy all of a sudden. Wow, I am sleepy. One day you should watch The Dump, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern and lasts until 6 p.m. Eastern. I know, Ryder, I'm sorry. I know you've sent me links to it and I've tried a little bit, but yeah, I need to get on that more. One morning, not day. Okay. Don't apologize. If it was you, I'd talk about myself too, lol. Yeah. I'm so worried that people are going to think that I am like looking for something to grasp onto to excuse being childish and immature, or like I'm going to grasp onto a label and then be like, well, I don't have to push myself to grow as a person because I have this, and I'm not doing that. But suspecting strongly that I have autism oh, as I'm sure most of you do as well, the longer you hear me talk. Interestingly enough, one of the symptoms of autism, or one of the ways you can tell people have it, is that they relate to other people by talking about themselves specifically. And I don't know why I do that. Like I'm fully aware that it's not normal. It's weird to have to say, yes, I experienced something similar in order to like impart to someone that I get what they're going through, but I'm not sure how else to do it. Like, if I'm talking to people one-on-one, it's not as bad because I'm aware of that being something I do, and so I can try and like quell it, because I realize people could misinterpret that easily as being like, well, you said something about yourself. How can I twist this back around to be about the important person in this conversation, you know? So another good thing about having researched autism, high functioning autism, autism in women, whatever you want to call it, that I don't know for sure that I have, but I strongly suspect I have, is that I look at these different lists of symptoms and I see so many of them in myself. And being able to recognize them makes it so much easier to figure out how to work around them. So I'm not limited by them, or my interactions with people aren't stunted by them, or by how other people could misinterpret my intentions based on those things. That was very vague. I don't know if that made any sense. Oh, Minions at the Zoo and Other would love you on there. I haven't really talked to the Minions at the Zoo people much. Are they? No, yeah, they are. They are still called that. I'm so tired that I was thinking of Ghost Poo, and I was like, do they still go by this title? I'm unaware. I know I need to start talking to more people. Like, I've talked to the side quest people and Scribe, and obviously the Lords of the Night people. And I don't talk to anybody else, really. Not much. What dump channel are they using now? The OG unknown. Yeah, okay. I have Asperger's, and I can tell you have it. You don't need to test anything. I was diagnosed when I was... Yeah, you have it. I mean, I'm basically sure you do have autism. I could have the chat could tell you. Yeah. Yeah. Like, everything I've researched, it's like so overwhelmingly obvious that that's what the hell is wrong with me. But, it's still very important to me to get diagnosed formally by a trained professional. And it doesn't change my life much at this point, because like I'm not being diagnosed as a kid or as even like a young teenager, to where I could have gotten help. I could have gone to counselors who specifically would know what they need to teach me. So my career isn't as limited, or my friendships and social life isn't as limited. Like, it's too late for me to get those resources. I'm already kind of set in my ways at almost 27 years old. The older you get, the more those patterns of thought and stuff are literally carved into your brain. Like, the more those specific like paths of synapses firing happen as you get into your routines and develop habits, they're literally carved deeper into your brain. And the longer you do anything, the harder it is to break it. So, like, obviously I'm still like researching and learning as much as I can. And obviously, knowing what I do know and being armed with the knowledge I have now, I can approach things differently, and I can start to understand like why I have so many issues with socializing with people and handling like normal amounts of sensory input and things like that. But like I also I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I also oh my god. Like what was she gonna say? Does anyone know? No one knows what she was going to say. But like I recognize that getting diagnosed now, a lot of people are like, why do you care? What good does it do? I mean, it still helps. Like Assassin just said, neuroplasticity can always be stimulated for new learning. Like, even though it's too late to get help in school and with stuff like that and making friends and learning how to do that, I can still learn a lot. Understanding that the reason I'm such a slob is called executive function issues, or the reason I like leave the house with half of my hair not straightened, or one pant leg rolled up and the other one not, or the reason I'm so disorganized and am like so hyper focused and obsessed with like just what's in front of me and what I'm thinking about, to where I can't see the big picture around me. Like, the house could be falling apart or burning down, and I would be like hyper focused on what I'm thinking about and what I've like gotten myself prepared to think about and what I want to be thinking about. Like, knowing that that is issues with what's called executive function helps me. It helps me understand what I can like research to figure out how to work around this, how to remedy it, how to actively learn the things that my brain doesn't automatically do that it should. It helps me to understand like what makes it harder for me to socialize, so I can identify those things, I can look for those things in conversation, and I can read ways to avoid those issues that I may have. I'm so sleepy and I'm rambling like crazy, but like, just because I probably missed a huge bunch of opportunities not being diagnosed as a kid doesn't mean that knowing now is not going to arm me with information that will help my life get a lot better and stuff. But yeah, you should always get a diagnosis. Yeah, I I've also had people, I've had a psychologist ask me, why does it matter? It's too late to do it. Essentially, it's too late to do anything, so why does she care? If she's positive she has it, why is she going through all the trouble to get a diagnosis? Well, because I don't want to ever be like or be one of the people who just take like 3 quizzes online and say, I have borderline personality disorder or anything. I have crippling depression, therefore I'm going to go on disability, therefore all of my bad behavior is completely justified, therefore everyone should cater to me, everyone should alter their behavior and rearrange everything in the world to cater to me, everything that happens to me is due to this disorder, and I never have to grow as a person. I will always be defined by this. I will always be limited by this. There's so many people my age and a little younger who are like that, who latch on to some arbitrary diagnosis that they make themselves, and it's just an excuse for them to never better themselves. And there are always ways you could play devil's advocate as well. Like, you could say, well, you can be misdiagnosed. Many people are misdiagnosed. Yeah, that's true too, but I still feel like I need to do my due diligence to try to figure out concretely, diagnosed by a professional in this field. I need to know concretely. I need to be diagnosed formally before I can really accept that this is a part of who I am. And I know people can also be worried, like, you would get a diagnosis. So if you get a diagnosis of autism, what are you going to do? You're immediately going to start, like, believing all these articles that say autistic people can't do this, this, and this. Or, many people are worried about things like that, where you're going to stop trying to do things that you thought you could do before you were believed or knew you were autistic. For me, like, and I explained this all in my video about the tism that I do believe I have, but for me, the reason I'm looking into this, the reason I have to get to the bottom of this, is because there are so many things that I cannot do. It doesn't mean that I have not overcome those issues. It doesn't mean that I haven't learned workarounds or done my best to adapt. It doesn't mean that I've given up on things, but there are so many completely normal things that neurotypical or just mentally normal people can do that I cannot. Like, I've been alive for over a quarter of a century, and I still, for the life of me, cannot figure out when it's my turn to talk in conversation. I can't tell how much eye contact to make, if I'm making too much or too little. I can't understand the unspoken implications in people's words. I don't understand body language. Like, I might see someone doing something that looks like a petite mal seizure, but I have no idea what the implications of those things are, what they're trying to say. like at my jobs, I have a really good job now, and I know I'm good at it. But like my previous like entry level jobs when I started out, I had a lot of trouble because I had no clue if my bosses were happy with me or upset. Ever. I had no idea. And I'm probably gonna start crying talking about it because it was just so frustrating. But like there were so many times when I was so proud of the job I did at work one day or a task I was given and how well I did it. And then I would find out that my bosses were just like so angry and irritated and dumbfounded. They just couldn't believe that I was so. They just couldn't understand why I did what I did when I was positive I was doing everything right, you know? Um, where their body language and the way they worded things and their expressions should have conveyed to me that they were dissatisfied. I didn't understand that. So I know there were times, especially in my first job, which was a terrible nightmarish job at a like a big international chain pet store. I know there were multiple times when my boss just like she could not understand why I was going like so far out of my way not to be productive, or why on earth I would say or do the things I was doing, or like I there were probably times when she couldn't understand, like, is this girl just such a stupid dumb blonde that she doesn't realize what she's doing wrong, or is she actively just completely shamelessly in view of everybody just like athletically dodging all of her responsibilities and duties here. Like that's an extreme way of putting it, but like um another issue I have is I'm obsessed with details. Obsessed. Like on quizzes where you're like quizzed on things for autism. That was a good way to word that. Very good. They'll ask you like, do you have issues differentiating between like small minor details and the important big picture? Like my brain blue screened when I saw that question. Like I don't even like practically I get it. I get what that means, but in many ways it's like I don't understand how to differentiate between the big picture and the details. And that's gotten me in huge trouble when it comes to like writing papers in school, when it comes to understanding and having meaningful like interactions and conversations with people at work, stuff like that. And you know, there are a lot of things too where very, very normal things that it's completely expected for you to be around freak me out. Like if lights are too bright, I start to shut down. If there are too many loud noises, I start to shut down. And I'm not talking about like a construction site or somewhere with strobe lights. I'm talking about like office settings, or like a grocery store if I'm having a bad day. Or if there are like repetitive noises, which is almost impossible because they're always going to be like things like that. Anywhere you are, they're going to be like repetitive, really repetitive noises. Things like that, like other people don't even notice them, and they make me so angry and panicky that like I have to leave the room. So, you know, for me it's not like hoping I will get a diagnosis so I can stop trying to do certain things. They are things that I've had to deal with my whole life, despite the fact that I don't deal with or process them correctly, and I'm just trying to figure out why. Um, like I have enough self-awareness to realize that I am deficient in certain ways. I have enough self-awareness to realize that there are very, very basic rudimentary things that people should be able to do long before my age that I never got the hang of. It doesn't stop me from interacting with people. It doesn't stop me from having a job. It doesn't stop me from going into situations where it might be a little bit chaotic or there might be a lot of sensory input. It just it means that I just need to know why I can't do these very basic things, you know? And if I don't have autism, so be it. You know, it is what it is. It doesn't change anything at this point in my life. But if I do, if I am formally diagnosed with it, at least I know that all of these deficiencies that I'm so aggravated by and ashamed of, at least I know it's not just that I'm not good enough. At least I know it's not just because I'm like useless and incompetent. You know, like at least I'll have there, it will have all been for a valid, tangible reason. You know, it will be because there's a real component to me that causes those things to be the way they are. I know a lot of people think it's really inappropriate and are kind of disdainful of disclosing as much as I do on here, but I want to help people. You know, if sharing my experiences helps people, then to me it's worth the ridicule I'm going to get and the disdain. So for anybody who's super new, I know I overshare a lot, and I totally understand if that makes you uncomfortable or you think it's inappropriate, but I genuinely believe that I can help people doing so, and that's why I prioritize that over just being proper, you know, as far as what is socially acceptable and what isn't. Again, I'm constantly blurting out and oversharing really private information. I don't understand social boundaries in that I share things with people that make them really uncomfortable. I don't understand why those things are inappropriate. That's also a sign of the tism. So, cats are stampeding around and it terrifies me because it sounds like people in my house. I'm gonna read everything you guys said, but I am really tired. I'm completely crashing, so I'm gonna try and catch up on the chat and then I'm gonna head out just so you guys know ahead of time. Yeah, ages ago, Dylan said, I took an online test and it said I was 36% autistic. You might be able to collect SSI disability and not have to go to work every day. I don't know if I would like that. I have too much pride to not work. You know, like if I ever get to the point where I need to be on disability, I probably grudgingly would. But at this time, I'm doing well enough at my job. I'm enough of an asset to my job that, you know, if I were to leave, it would hurt more than me staying. Like I'm not so bad that I'm completely non-functional in that regard. So I can't see myself going on disability anytime soon. I certainly hope I don't have to. Hi, RJ Bansma. I'm sorry I just now said hello to you. You have autism too. I think so. I'm in the middle of getting diagnosed, and I'll probably let you guys know what the diagnosis is. Since I strung you along this much, you guys deserve to know the answer. So I'm like 99% sure, but I'm getting a formal diagnosis just to be sure. I've seen IBC in Chicago. Where are you again? I think you mentioned once, but I'm completely out of it tonight. Well, Joseph, what I will say is that I grew up and lived almost all of my life in Ohio. And that's where I had IBC root beer a bunch. Like there were a bunch of restaurants in Ohio that had it. Vor, is that how you say your name? Vortex said, I got it. Vortex said, oh my God. Understanding yourself is important no matter your age. I didn't get myself sorted out till my 30s. There's no too late in my opinion. Well, thank you. Yeah. That's something that people need to learn, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. People just get set in their ways, and they just decide that they are who they are, and there's, you know, that's not always a bad thing, but if you completely shut out the possibility that you could ever change for the better, if you humbled yourself a little bit and were willing to make some really scary changes, you hugely diminish your own potential for happiness. And change is absolutely terrifying, but like I'm no better than anyone else. I don't want to make it sound that way, but like I I do not want to be I don't want to feel the way I felt most of my life, you know? And whether I deserve to be happy or not, I still don't know how I feel about that, as sad as that is, but you know, I don't get to wallow in my misery and feel sorry for myself if I didn't at least try, you know? And like even if you have low self-esteem, at least, you know, in my case, I'm very lucky to have my loved ones, and I owe it to the people who love me and who hurt when they see me hurting and worry about me and want nothing but the best for me. I owe it to them, if not to myself, to pursue happiness and just a healthy mindset and healthier coping skills and social abilities, all that, you know. If not for me, then for them. You know, like think about the people who love you and do it for them if you can't even do it for yourself. Hey, I used to date a ginger. I'm back because AP's watching clips of late night with Lily Sings or whatever. It's all about the same 3 jokes. The pain was too much. RJ said I'd rather be a redhead. I considered dyeing my hair red. In high school, people were like, half of them were like, dye it red, and half of them were like, dye it black. And I was like, I'm too afraid. Aw, she did so have a soul. Good night, Vortex. I'm sorry I didn't say good night earlier. It looks like you went bye-bye. I'm not sure. Ryder said, when you done and not asleep, go to Adonis Paul, aka AP channel. I'll check that out when I'm done here. RJ, I'm on SSI, but would love to have a job at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, my whole life I've never known that I had what I think I have. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, I struggled a lot at some of my former jobs. I struggled a ton. And, you know, I don't know, because I thought I was doing really good at those jobs. I thought I was a great employee. I was absolutely trying my hardest, but maybe the companies didn't see me that way. You know, maybe those first couple employers saw me as an absolutely terrible employee, no matter how hard I was trying. So maybe in those ways I was or am in some regards not capable of holding a job, but at least in my current, let me scoot, stupid floor mat. Maybe in I'm sorry about the noises. I'm so sorry. You know, I don't know. I'm my pride definitely keeps me from thinking about going on disability at this time. Although I know I have to change some things about my life. I have to prioritize my mental health more. I have to figure out what matters to me more. And I don't know, you know, like I think having a job is obviously a really good thing, but on the other hand, if the reason I have a job is because I'm too prideful to ever prioritize my own needs, is that good? I don't know, you know? There are always questions, there are always things that you've got to consider. At least there are always questions in my mind, because my mind never stops. IBC root beer. That's my favorite kind of root beer, RJ. That's what I meant earlier. Jeezy said, that's good. I hate working every day. I have to go to work. I think about how it makes my life not worth living. That's awful, dude. I'm very lucky. My job is not super scary. But it is hard. I have problems too. Like for me, it's my outlook, and everybody can change their outlook. It's hard, but that is something that you can do if you can't change your circumstances, which is such a shitty, irritating piece of advice to ever get or give. But I know I have to try and change my outlook some myself. I'm really pessimistic and just I'm just anxious all the time, but I'm not actively anxious. I'm just like, and I know again this is oversharing a lot, but I'm so sick to my stomach most of the time anymore that I can't eat. You wouldn't know it. I haven't lost much weight yet, but I don't know. I need to change my attitude for sure. And I need to look at the positive things. That's something that came up recently in real life. Like there's so much worse that could be happening to me. And I'm sure there's so much worse that could be happening to any of us. And it's hard to keep that in perspective, but if you can be grateful for the ability to even have a job, or if you can be grateful for the ability to be on disability if you need it. There are so many things that aren't going wrong in our lives. And in my case, for sure, I focus on the things that are going wrong over the things that are going right all the time. And that's one completely accessible way to all of us to start being a little bit happier, just perspective and stuff. Yes. It's really cool and inspiring seeing a fellow Ohioan on here, and I'm very glad I found your channel. Thank you, Albert WJS. I'm sorry I read your name wrong on my Q&A video. My AMA, whatever. I apologize. Ohio is an interesting place. I know it's like the butt of jokes, like everybody's jokes, but Ohio is absolutely gorgeous, There's a lot of corn, a lot of Amish, a lot of stigma surrounding Akron, but it's I don't know. There's good and bad there as there is everywhere, but it bothers me that it's become this meme to like hate Ohio. I don't know. We've had 8 presidents come from here. One of them was terrible, so like 7.5, but we are almost technically we're tied for the most presidents coming out of a state, right? And the Wright brothers are from here. And what's her name? Piper Perabo? Is that her name? She's from here. There's some cool stuff from Ohio sometimes. Ryder. Oh my gosh, you're so mean, Ryder. This is not inspiring. It's the opposite. Okay, I see, RJ. I think you may have mentioned that you're trans before. Or somebody mentioned that you're trans or something on another channel, like on the Lords of the Night or something, but I don't mean it to be mushy or pandery or condescending, but I have a lot of admiration for anybody going through any challenges, and everybody's going through challenges, some of them more understood and some less and some more obvious than others. What am I saying? Does this make any sense? Sounds like a freaking Joe Biden speech. It's just incoherent madness, but I admire you a lot for going through what you're going through, and I hope you can have a positive attitude, and I hope you're hanging in there and having as much of a good life as you can, we all have to, everybody has to work on it. I have to work on it for sure. I have a lot of shit to work on, but whether I'm happy or not, and as I'm on my meandering journey here to become happier, I hope you're doing well out there in your little life too. Your autism makes you more awesome. I know some people say that, like Ryder said, take that back. I don't, it's weird, like you can see it different ways. And I know like one of my friends went to like an autism sort of like support group for like adults trying to learn how to function better with autism. And like, they were asked, like, how many of you wish you didn't have autism? And she was the only one who said she wished she didn't. And that blew her mind, you know, because autism makes her life so much harder. And it I don't think either view is more valid than the other necessarily. Like, if you are grateful for the challenges you have in your life because they've helped you to grow as a person and they've humbled you, you know, or like if you think autism is awesome because it allows you to see things from a different perspective, you know, that is valid. But people who absolutely hate having autism because it makes their life a living hell, that's valid too. You know, it depends. It just all depends on your perspective. And if you can spin it in a positive way, that's good. But if you're just like, this thing I have sucks. It sucks, dude. Like, that's, you know, you're not wrong if that's how you feel about it too. Hi, Roger Brown. You are a native Cincinnatian. Yes, I was never to Cincinnati. I have never been to Cincinnati. I hope it's nicer than Akron. I was born in Florida and grew up in North Carolina, and now I live in Virginia. So you've been everywhere. Not everywhere. Okay, I've been to Niagara Falls for 2 vacations, and like the one real big trip I ever went on was to the first Invader Con in Atlanta. My mom took me. We couldn't afford it, but we flew to Georgia, and I got to go to that. And I got to meet Richard Horvitz and Andy Berman and Melissa Fon. And Jonan was not at the first Invader Con, sadly, but I got to meet some people who I loved, and it was really nice. That was quite the tangent, wasn't it? Freaking don't jump like that, chat. Come on, dude. Best advice for someone who's looking to get their ears pierced for the first time. Is this a total coincidence? Because this might be gross. I got my ears pierced for the first time like 3.5 months ago. And it is terrible. Like I first got my ears pierced in high school, but they pierced them so crooked that I had to just tear them out and let them heal. And I got them pierced at a Claire's, which is a store at malls in America. Other places probably too, I don't freaking know. But after I got my ears pierced, my friends who all have tattoos and piercings were like, "You're an idiot. Why did you go to a Claire's? Do not go to a Claire's." From the research I've done and my one very concerned friend who, based on his lifestyle, it was very surreal and otherworldly for him to be motherly and worried about anything I do. I love him, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. Don't go to places that use piercing guns, like the plastic like staple guns where they just make a horrible sound and like jam it through your ear, if at all possible. Don't go to like a Claire's store or like a Walmart or like a piercing like little pagoda thing in a mall or anything like that. Go to a professional piercer. And by that, I think I mean like go to a tattoo shop type place where they do body modifications professionally for a living. I've had a ton of problems with my ears. This is really gross. I hope it doesn't get me in trouble. But like I want to show you guys, I've had so many problems with my ears healing. I'm an incredibly slow healer. Like I have like scars and scratches. You can't really see them, but like I have a ton of scratches from when my cats that are a year old were teeny tiny, like when they were still feral. I heal so slowly that my ears were almost healed, and then I started having bad things happen. Like my cat stepped on my ear. He was trying to snuggle up on my chest, and he turned around on my ear and he ripped my earring out of my ear to where there was like blood welling up out of it. It was bad. So basically both my ears have been injured in ridiculous, bizarre ways to where I'm almost back at square one. My earlobes are basically like these hard balls of scar tissue. And don't touch your piercings like I just did unless your hands are freshly washed, for one. But also, one of the reasons why I guess you're not supposed to go to somewhere cheap where they do really, really cheap piercing with a piercing gun is because supposedly there's no way to like sufficiently sterilize a piercing gun. If they've used it on other people, you can get all kinds of spooky things. Like, I read all these articles about the fact like you can get hepatitis and you can get HIV and things like that from piercing guns. So like I've had a sore throat from allergies, and every day I'm like, God damn, if I got AIDS from a piercing gun, I'm gonna be pissed for getting my ears pierced. That's not funny. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at that, but um it's almost impossible to sterilize those cheapy piercing guns that places like the Claire's store uses and Walmart and stuff like that. And the posts they put through your ear, you probably aren't going to be able to see this hardly at all. You're not going to be able to see this on camera. This is like the dumbest dream I've ever done, and that's like quite an accomplishment. I took the backs off my piercings to let them air out a little bit tonight after like rinsing them to help them heal. Can you see that at all? Probably not. You can't see it. I'm too far away. But the posts they use that they load those piercing guns with are way thicker than they need to be. So they're creating far more blunt force trauma as they force them through your earlobe than is necessary. Like body modification places like a tattoo parlor, they are completely sterile because they use needles one time only. They're incredibly small needles, so they only create the very minimum amount of contact, I guess, when they pass through and they make the hole in your ear. So they're more sterile. It's a more controlled environment. They're professionals who, like, if like somebody who works at a tattoo parlor screws up your piercing, that's going to affect their job. If somebody who just pierces ears for little girls at the mall messes up your piercing, you have to fill out these giant ass forms saying they're not responsible for any health problems, any infections, any complications you have. Like, they do not suffer consequences if they screw up your piercings. So that's the one thing I learned, RJ. I'm going to emphatically gesture with my whisk, my egg beater whisk. With the Planned Parenthood end, I still don't know. Can you see the hook? I still don't understand why this has a hook on the end, but it worked well for the side quest gag, that's for sure. Yeah, I've learned that if you're gonna get your ears pierced, it's much better to go to a tattoo parlor than it is to a cheapy place where they use those like scary chintzy staple guns, basically. I'm losing my voice. Please hold. I need to go to bed. I'm up way too late. Also, like, wash your ears or rinse them as often as they tell you to. And also, like, when I went to Claire's, they told me to, every time you rinse your piercings out, twist them. Twist them to keep the piercing holes open. Everywhere else I have gone online says do not twist them. You're just keeping the wound raw. Don't do that. Never twist them when you're cleaning them. So just anything Claire says is a big fat no-no, I guess, is what I've heard. Albert, many freaking years ago, said, just seeing someone from here creating content and being open and honest can mean a lot. Well, I appreciate that, and I hope it is helpful to you guys. Like, I know people are going to be incredibly cruel and, like, use this stuff to ridicule me in the future, because I am outspoken about politics and a lot of controversial stuff, but I want, as ridiculously stupid and emo as this sounds, I just want all of the pain and loneliness and fear and just all of the, like, if I could describe my life in one word, until very recently, it would have been unbearable. If I can have even the slightest chance that all the shit I've been through can be constructive and can help other people, it is more than worth it to humiliate myself by talking about inappropriate things online, you know? Um, I just want people to know they're not alone with the shit you guys are going through. Um, and if I can help in a very minuscule way destigmatize talking about mental health stuff or autism or antidepressants or whatever it may be, that's worth it to me. So if it helps you, Albert, that is awesome. That makes me happier than you realize. I'm not crying. um, what else? I'm finally catching up. Nope. Chat jumped. God damn it. I missed so many things here. Oh, for God's sake. Where are you heckers all coming from? I'm getting so far behind. Satsu and Sinatra are in Ohio. Yes, they are. Um, Ohio was Drew Carey's city, wasn't it? I think I think Drew Carey's from Ohio, isn't he? He's hilarious. Ohio sounds more like a greeting than a state. It does, and that's why there's an anime convention called OhioCon in Ohio, because Ohio is the Japanese greeting, whatever. Yes. Um, and you're welcome, RJ. I'm sorry. Wait, like 10 minutes later, you're welcoming you. Albert said, yes, I went to the same university that Drew Carey did, and he's still a big celebrity there. That is so cool. I've been binge watching old Whose Line Is It Anyway episodes on YouTube, and like that's one of the few sources of joy in my life right now. Like I'm rereading it after watching it part 2. So it brings me joy, as absurd as it is, because it's such a good book. Watching Oni Plays brings me joy. Hanging out with my cats and Texaborda's Bando brings me joy. And watching Whose Line compilations on YouTube also brings me joy. I've never watched The Price is Right. You're near Indianapolis. Oh my god, dude, I love Invader Zim. If I had watched Invader Zim as a kid, like, it came out in '01, right? I think. How old was I in '01? 9? I was 9 in 2001. I would have hated Invader Zim. I would have thought it was so stupid. I got into it when I was like 16 or 17, and I love it. Um, I'm very childish, and I like extremely bleak, dark, cynical, dry humor. So, I'm glad I got into Zim when I did, because I would not have liked it at all as a kid. Y'all need to know I'm in the chat and I'm judging every one of you. That's fair, I guess. A viable ninja anger management counseling L space C space. That's fair. I've only been to Hawaii and California. That's the most douchey hipster list ever. Kinda, but I know Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous. I know a lot of people have been there who I know. It would be an interesting place to visit at least once. Assassin said, I have been to a few countries I would not recommend visiting. From what little I know about you, Assassin, I believe you. I would be scared to travel anywhere, frankly, at this point, outside of the US. Maybe not to Canada necessarily, but I certainly would not go to Mexico. I wouldn't go to Europe. I wouldn't go anywhere. Maybe Japan, if I could. But, I it's not worth the risk for me. I'm a homebody. I'm content to travel just within the US. Lol, top chat, boo. Well, if you'd been here earlier, good sir, a viable ninja, if that is your real name, I don't think there's a way, and nobody I've talked to who's better at OBS than me has figured out a way. to like, I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody, oh my God, deselect. For God's sake. I hate you, OBS. Oh, I moved myself. Ooh, there, I'll put myself, frick, now I'm too far. Damn it, okay. It's just gonna snap wherever it's gonna snap, huh? Damn it, fine, whatever. We'll just overlap slightly with the chat over here. Right there. There's a little, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Right. For God's sake. Oh my God. Right there, there's a little overlap. This is a good stream. You guys should be grateful to be witnessing this entertainment live. There's no way when you are doing like a browser source in OBS to make it show live chat. It always goes back to top chat because YouTube likes treating us all like we're in preschool and we're terrified of scary words. Claire's is in the UK too. Okay. I wasn't sure, RJ. Don't go there to get your ears pierced. No offense, Claire's, but like, if my friend who is like the king of bad decisions and being the most hapless, unlucky person on the planet, if he says don't go to Claire's and he takes a motherly tone with me, I can tell you with complete certainty that it's probably not a good idea to go to Claire's. Banana peels does whiten teeth, but the aftertaste is nasty. I hate banana. I hate banana a lot. It's one of the few things I'm probably not allergic to, and it's just so gross I can't do it. Roger said mine were done by a tattoo shop for $20. Exactly. Go to a tattoo shop. Dude, someday I'm going to show you guys the tattoos I want. Except I'm terrified to get tattoos because I'm never going to get a good job if I have tattoos. I want the Urkin Armada symbol for a decade now. A goddamn decade. I am that old. For a decade, I've wanted the Urkin Armada symbol on one of my arms. Like, which side is this? This one. Up here. And I've designed the tattoo a million times with like a couple different little planets and like a little smattering of like different stars and galactic things. And just kind of like a harmonious, visually appealing pattern behind it. Is that stupid? Yeah. Is that going to stop me? No. Kiosk. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you. Good to see you. What kind of clown would go to Walmart? Lol. People, I don't think they do that anymore, actually. I don't think you're able to. I just want to go to bed and read more dude. I'm weird. I'm in nowhere. It makes prices different. Indeed. Bye, Ryder. I know you left already, but bye-bye. Should we try to convince her that her ears are swollen? Who, me? My ears are swollen, dude. Like, my ears are just a freaking disaster. Like, what the hell is that shape? Like, that's worse than eye draw ears. Like, what the hell? Anyway, my earlobes are probably a little bit irritated and swollen. Yeah. I'm cleaning them regularly. I'm using Neosporin on them, even though you're not supposed to. And if that doesn't work, I'm probably going to order this weird cream for diabetics online to try and get them to heal, because they have not healed. And I'm tired of waiting. I'm so tired. My soul is tired. I ain't going to let a piercing gun near me. Good. Okay, don't do it. Because every time I cough from all the ragweed, I think I've got AIDS now. I'm not making fun of AIDS. I'm making fun of how pitiful my life is and what a hypochondriac I am. Are her ears swollen? Have you tried not mutilating your own flesh? Says Carlos. I have not, personally. No. Lol, blunt force trauma. Nothing funnier. It's hilarious, isn't it? Don't worry, Joseph. They're just picking on me. I'm kind of doofy, but I If I've got the context explicitly spelled out in chat that they're messing with me, I will manage, I believe. Oh my god. Ninja's mad, isn't he? I'm sorry. I don't know why. If they whip out a nail gun, it's on you. Elven Flail of Doom. I do not have a... This is all I have at my disposal at the moment. Use hydrogen peroxide in cleaning them. See, I've seen like where hydrogen peroxide is very not good because it causes more abrasions and irritation. But they've said the same thing about Neosporin, and that's what I've been using. I don't know. I think you're supposed to use either like salt water, a very specific level of dilution of salt water, or like sterile saline solution. I don't know. Don't worry too much, Joseph. They're just picking on me. A viable ninja anger management counseling L space C, too many spaces, is distraught that Top Chat is on. I'm sorry. I know. I don't know how you're ever going to be remembered when the annals of history are not including you on my stream. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that. RJ said, last week when I went to my local county fair and bought my first cute dress in a long time. That is so awesome. Ohio has crazy county fairs, dude. They're like all out. And I know some of those places, like some of those weird tents that they set up that are like Native American themed, are they like that in every state? Are amazing. Like some of their dresses and accessories are so pretty. What is Top Chat? Top Chat is... Are you kidding, Skittles? I'm too autistic to tell. It's the freaking thing, dude. Like, if you change it to Top Chat, it hides all the bad, scary words. And if you change it back to Live Chat, you see all the scary words. But for some reason, OBS will not show Live Chat. It's so weird. You'll just have to go to all the effort of clicking the chat button to show the chat after the stream. I know that's excruciatingly traumatizing to people, but we shall suffice. Skittles was talking about Whose Line. It is so good. It is hilarious. I love Whose Line. RJ said, wait, you're 27 too. We have a lot in common. Indeed. Bloody millennial. I'm sorry, Carlos. Carlos is having a bad day. I'm sorry. I know I'm not helping. OBS doesn't do live chat thingy apparently. I know. I don't know why, Scrappy. It's really irritating. I need to get better at it. And I'm sure there are workarounds as long as I don't use the browser source specifically. But I have not figured out how to yet. I need to research OBS a little bit more. But I like my silly overlay as it is for now. Last week, YouTube switched me back to Top Chat on its own several times. How odd. I don't understand. Like, so many times the practical thing would be to assume that it's a coding error, but genuinely it doesn't seem like it is. I mean, we've seen on Twitter, they clearly hide the censorship that goes on by making it look like bad code. I don't put that past YouTube for a second, you know, like they're more willing to appear incompetent than they are willing to anger the shareholders who pressure them into censoring certain ideologies and certain people, you know. On my left, your right, you will see the chat in action. You snot tang. It's cheaper. You snort. Yes. Indeed. Same difference. No tats? Really, Scrappy? No tats? I want a couple little tattoos, but I don't know. We'll have to decide. Oh, for God's sake, Ninja, don't you dare send people to Claire's. They're all gonna get AIDS and die. No. I've toyed with the idea of getting Matrix's tattoo from Reboot on my arm. That's badass, dude. Another thing I thought about is the Dragon of the Darkness flame thing that Hiei has. I am obsessed with Hiei. He is one of my all-time favorite characters. And like it would just look like a really shitty like cheap tribal tattoo to get like the like winding flames down. But if I could guarantee that for the rest of my life I would be capable of making a living without having to work at jobs where tattoos like that would be a huge no-no, I would absolutely consider that, because Hiei is one of the coolest characters. I adore him so much. He's not a knockoff Vegeta, and if you say that, I'll kill you. I will not. I will not. I promise I won't. It's a meme. Fake human ears. My ears are vile. Like, if God exists, I'm going to kill myself, go to heaven, and like beat him with a rake till he stops moving. What the hell is that? That's an abomination. That's like worse than CalArts. Like, what the hell is on my head? It's not okay. It is not okay. Oh my God, my freaking... Why does my tooth hurt so bad? Also been doing voice training to sound more feminine. That would be really hard. It's nowhere near... It's similar, kind of. Maybe, not really. But I have the most nasally voice in the world. It's just awful. And I guess to an extent I've kind of trained myself out of that, but for some reason I learned to talk like through my nose, like really nasally, and I've had to train myself to probably do, is it the same or the opposite of what you're doing? I guess the opposite, where I've had to make it a habit until it's involuntary to speak from my chest, so it resonates from my chest, because as like tiny as my nasal passages are from my allergies, it's not good. It's very bad. Oh. Hydrogen peroxide, exclamation point. Clean the holes with hydrogen peroxide. It penetrates the wound. Ointment doesn't. Well, yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I would have to ask somebody about that. I'm not qualified to give you too much advice on how to clean them, other than that. I know nothing. I'm so freaking tired. Dear God. I'm sorry I'm not asleep yet. I'm an abomination. This is the worst fucking stream. Why are you here? Go home. Go to bed. Go rob a bank or harass someone. Go. Anything is more constructive than this, Hooey. For heaven's sake. I don't know. Like, I think you're supposed to just use sterile saline solution. So I just bought generic contact solution, and I've been using that to clean my ears, which is also probably not advisable. But I do use warm soap and water. I cannot vouch for any of these things. Just don't go to a freaking Claire's and get your ears pierced with a piercing gun. Ugh. Oh my God, there was an actual cat hair in my mouth. You can't see it, but I'm very pleased with myself for extracting it. I'm trying to catch up on everything, you guys, but I apologize. I'm skipping a couple to try and actually get back to the present moment. I'm not picking on you. I'm picking on the words you use. I am a benevolent fella. I don't know about that, but I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're tolerating me, there must be something pretty goddamn remarkable about your resolve, sir and or madam and or Yep. She only has 5 fingers. She's not an alien. That's true. Get to the gathering, fam. You will fit in. I actually, what the hell? Oh my god. Everybody stop talking. The stream is going too fast. This freaking thing. It's no good having this stupid thing on OBS, on screen, on film, on camera, on screen when I'm so far behind. Oh, why are you here? What is wrong with you fools? The more I insult you, the more of you arrive. We're at that corner of the internet where I have to be the one. It has to. I'm not used to being the one doing that insulting and the degrading. It's very uncomfortable for me. What the hell is going on? Welcome to live chat. Why is it saying that again? What are you doing? Oh, for heaven's sake. Yes, the Killing Joke. I actually, on clearance at Hot Topic, I bought a Juggalo for Life shirt. And it's my favorite shirt. Just because the first time I put it on, I ran up to my fiance and I was like, look at this. And he's like, we need a prenup. And he just walked away. It was really funny. I'm not a total... Wait. I'm beat up. What's happening? Hello, Chat-Mort's chat. I'm not a total meanie. Joko will vouch for me being a lovable rogue. If he thinks you're a scamp, that makes you just as suspicious of a character as before. No, it's fine. Saline, not salt water, but that doesn't kill germs. Hydrogen peroxide does. Well, dude, I don't freaking know, Scrappy. Ask your wife. Everybody ask Scrappy's wife, because I'm not sure. A rapscallion. YouTube starts. Yes, it does start on Top Chat. That was not a fart. That was my elbow, I swear to God. I am stoned, but I was curious what Ninja was on about. Now she explains. It seems obvious. I don't know what we're talking about because we're so far behind. Whenever I pop out to do channel comments, it puts me back on Top Chat when I come back. That is so stupid. I hate that. And yes, YouTube is in full censorship mode. I don't know what the hell. Oh my dear God, you guys. There's too many messages. I can't respond to all of them. I'm not you. You guys can tell I'm used to like 5 people watching like per chat. This many, I am totally out of my element. And I'm going to be up till 3 in the morning and have to call off tomorrow. And I'm not going to do that. I'm losing my voice. Please hold. Oh my God, you guys. Assassin said, consider giving thought if you would like a channel logo and DM me on the Discord. Yes, sir. Thank you. Twitter blatantly falsifies the numbers and ratios. I believe that. Thought you was going to bed. Yeah, I was, Ryder, but I'm an idiot and I cannot go to bed. Do you have Discord? I guess I shouldn't give out my Discord name on stream. I'm on Discord and I have a Discord, but it's not ready to let all the riffraff in yet. I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to get all the channels set up and I'm still working through what I want the guidelines to be. You know, hentai, is it allowed? Is it not? Fan fiction about me, is that really weird? Is that really flattering? What are we allowing on the Discord? I don't know yet. I ask her that every stream. I told her to join my Discord and nothing. Ryder, can you... What do you need? Do you want me to DM you my Discord information? So you can send me an invite? Remind me to do that, dude, because I've got a terrible goddamn memory. So on a level... Wow, it's 106. When did that happen? Of 1 to 10, how much do you weeb? Do you ask because of my UA necklace? Probably not. How much do I weeb? I'm kind of a normie. I loved Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. I freaking love DBZ. I really like Yu Yu Hakusho and Cowboy Bebop, obviously. I really liked Sankarea, which a lot of people have not heard of. Trinity Blood is phenomenal. I don't know. I like a lot. I like My Hero Academia. And, like, if you like the mainstream ones, you're not a real weeb anymore. I don't know why. I don't know how much of a weeb I am. If 10 is like watch every anime that comes out every season, I'm like I would say a 4, but as like completely immersed as I am in the most agonizingly stupid things like fandom, fan fiction, just like laying in bed thinking about my favorite fictional characters, like, oh my god, I love Hiei. I'd put myself at a 5 or a 5.5. I'm dying, for fuck's sake. I've got Sharpies. I'll draw for you. Well, we'll talk about it later. I redrew the Mona Lisa. It didn't come out good. That's... She always falls apart on stream. My allergies are evil. I freaking hate allergies, dude. They suck. Like the blockheads from Gumby joke. I remember nothing about Gumby except that it was vaguely unnerving. $10 she's allergic. I'm allergic to goddamn everything, dude. Everything. I am so scared of talking to people that I actually used to get hives when I would stream alone like this. Like, I was allergic to interacting with people from a computer screen. You're an insomniac. Twitter jumped again. Screw you too, Twitter. I tweeted this out to help give you a bump. You're making mischief, homie. I don't want more people. I want sleep time. Where are the 2 cats at? They are not here right now, Ryder. I'm trying to see if, my god, my stupid freaking OBS thing. It's like 6 different pictures of the Glob Glow Gabgalab here. Favorite characters. Audio output capture. Window capture. More Glob Glow Gabgalab. My baby's slideshow. Should we risk this and hope it's actually a slideshow of... What would it be other than my pets? All right, we're going to play Russian roulette here, folks, live right now. And we're going to see if this is an actual slideshow of my pets or it's like some god-awful picture of a welt from an allergy shot or some accidental link to like hentai I downloaded. I'm going to bring up my kitties just in a slideshow to show you guys. Oh, dear God. Oh, please let this be my cats. Amen. All right, where are they? They're hiding behind the top chat. Go, be gone, top chat. I'm going to just hide that shit. Yay, kitties! Okay. Yeah, I don't have them on stream just because they always unplug shit. Oh, that's an enormous picture. This is just like the most boomer, like 2nd grade homework project slideshow of all time, but it's my kitty cat. So if you guys want fodder to call me a leftist, blue-haired, barren, childless cat lady, I'm giving it right to you. You're welcome. But these are my babies if you guys want to see them. My little homies. Oh, that's Trouble. Rest in peace, Trouble. She was a real one. Okay, I'm actually reading the chat again, I swear on my life. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have 10 cats. I eat hair every breath. Yeah, I am made of cat hair at this point. These kind of streams are what made YouTube worth watching back in the day. I miss a lot of the old creators. Well, thank you, Skittles. I really appreciate that. I DM'd you the dress I got on Twitter. How cool, thank you. You want to know if she's a witch? Ask her how many nipples she has. I have 2, and they are vaguely similar in size. Thank you. They're, you know, I like my nipples. They're pretty neat. I have no qualms. I have no current beef with my nipples. I just said that publicly. Okay. Imagine if you did my makeup. Oh my gosh. I mean, tonight's not a good example because I just sweated it, did it all off. But I love doing makeup. It's so much fun. Michelle, whatever your last name is, this is a disaster. No shit, Ryder. You are absolutely correct, dude. Everyone be careful. Chat-Mort is reading our comments. You will never be safe here. If you need a co-host, I'm available. Thank you. I need to start doing that more often. It's been like half a year since I had Scribe on, and he was the last like co-host I had. I need to talk to Satchmo and Manly Chicken and Hatch again. I met them through Margaret McLennan. They are some of the coolest people you'll ever meet. I need to have them on too. But when I get back into that, when I get my courage up, RJ, I will definitely have you on. Why are you guys talking about Steve Buscemi? I love him so much. He's the cutest little thing. I texted her about why she tells me to use hydrogen peroxide. I had to explain why. Go to bed. You're keeping us up. You're keeping me up, bitch. It's all your fault. Feel free to DM me. Okay, I will send you that. Pokemon Sword and Shield, I'm all for wheezing Galarian form. I'm wheezing right now. That's not funny at all. Oh my god. Can we use deepfake to put your face into Steve Buscemi character from Reservoir Dogs in the Discord? That is fine. That is absolutely fine, actually. Have you guys... No, we're not going to talk about that deepfake video I saw because that... We're all going to pretend we didn't see that. That really weird, obvious deepfake video that was on the front page of a site that people don't go to because this is a good Christian channel. Anyway, strongly recommend Dororo. It's on Amazon Prime, just wrapped up. Remake of a fantastic anime from the 60s. Thank you. I will look into it. Steve Buscemi is one of the best actors. Oh my god, I love him. Yes, he was a fireman back on 9/11. He saved people then. Use StreamYard. It's easier and you can only have 7 people to talk to. I'll have to start trying that, Ryder. Or at least I can do some of my streams on StreamYard. So I can have you guys come in and hang out sometime. Ooh, new Logitech US keyboard and mouse. Okay, I'm just like gently over reading, overhearing, sticking my nose into your conversations. Our next pet is going to our next pet is going to be a cat. Might be interesting. I fucking love cats, you guys, obviously. Ferrets are cute. Trouble is, she was the best. She was the coolest little thing. And she died of lymphoma. Her spleen was like half her size when we had it removed. And we had to put her down like 2 weeks later. And it was a goddamn nightmare and almost killed me. Like, mentally, that almost broke me. Because she was almost 2. And ferrets can live to like, from like 6 to even 9 years old. Like, she was a baby. And she died of cancer. And like, tech support husbando loved her. Like, he'd never had a ferret before, but he loved her. And, you know, he would have liked for us to have ferrets always, you know? And, like, we were going to get her another ferret companion and always try to have 2 of them. But it just about broke me when she died. And, you know, you hear people like that and you're like, oh, come on, that's so stupid. Like, but I could never have another ferret after Trouble. I could not. It almost killed me, you know. It was just heartbreaking. Oh my god. That's a cute little thing, though. She is so chubby and cute. She was a good girl. I'm going for a C cup when I get on HRT. You'll have to talk. Do you watch SideQuest, RJ? I try to check the chat, but like my computer is so crappy lately that I can't even have the chat open while we're streaming. You could talk to Spooky Weeb Trash about that. I've never had that done. When I was younger, I would have liked an augmentation, but the way my body changed as my hormone balance changed when I got older, I would not like an augmentation anymore. You know, I need to do a lot of work. I need to get in shape to help with my depression and just to be more in shape, you know, to be healthier. But I don't, I no longer need or want an augmentation. Good stream. Good stream, everybody. Okay. Chat-Mort and the Killing Joke stream. That would be a lot of fun. We should do that. You gave me your Discord link. Thank you, Ryder. I will look into that almost definitely before I go to bed and forget. You're an elf from Alvinia of the accursed elven ruins of Avendum, currently disguised as a blonde YouTuber. Yes, I do a very convincing blonde YouTuber with god awful, freaking grotesquely shaped ears. Maybe since Ninja hecked off, I'm afraid I was a little too mundane and uninteresting. But like, maybe this ear is worse. Like, my ears are you guys don't get it. My ears are the stupidest freaking shape. Like, my whole face from this side looks like a Picasso painting because my nose is crooked. This side, she's cute. This side, Picasso painting. It's not cool. And it's not like my nose is just crooked on my face like this. My nose is crooked like this. It's like it got twisted like this and stuck. So it's like it looks turned up on this side. On this side, it's like, what am I talking? What is any of this? I don't know, man. Skittles, don't even worry about it. It was just a weird deepfake video of Pam from The Office. We're gonna pretend that never happened and we didn't all see that when it was on the front page of that website that no one goes to because this is a good Christian channel. Oh, you have a mini dachshund. They're so cute. Ryder said I was there on the day after Trouble died. You did a stream about it, if I remembered correctly. Yeah, I mean, I think I did a video talking about it, or maybe a stream. You probably remember better than me. Ferrets have a real strong stank. You have to love ferrets to keep them. Well, Trouble had like no bad smell. Oh my gosh, look how tiny Domino and Cambria were. Do any of you watch? Oh my god. Do any of you listen to Coheed and Cambria? Because I named my cats after Amory Wars characters. Nobody knows what that is. I just got my foot stuck in the hole that's tearing in my chair. This is very glamorous. Okay. Trouble actually was not stinky at all. She was like the nicest smelling ferret ever. And the vets were really confused by how good she smelled. But like the pet store where I worked at the time and where I got Trouble from, they said that like just bathe your ferret like every other week and they won't stink. No, that just makes their glands overproduce stuff because they're getting dried out. I almost never bathed Trouble and she smelled really good. Like she just smelled slightly perfumed. She did not smell like that stinky skunky smell that like Mustelidae or whatever they are, like ferrets and skunks have. She didn't smell like that at all. I hardly watch Side Quest. That's all right. I wish it wasn't on at the same time as Lords of the Night because I don't like competing with them. Makes me feel bad. I can get Weebo or Beardy to talk to her. I mean, I'll get to talk to them someday, I'm sure, on Side Quest. We'll see. Albert said, I've lost 2 dogs and it really has changed my outlook on having pets. It's hard thinking of having to go through that again. Yeah, I understand that now. I never understood it in the past because I'd lost pets when I was little, but something about the demeanor of ferrets is different, and just how young she was when it happened was really hard. It was just so unbelievably cruel, that she had to die that young. Weibo's a sweetie. I love Weibo's channel so much. Oh my gosh. Just she's so articulate, and I just love her delivery. I love her videos. That's not creepy, right? Go check your Twitter now so you can join it. Okay. I will. You're too cute, sis. Thank you. I don't know about that, but thank you. Ninja is busy cutting up lines of something, Coca-Cola probably, and 6:19 in the AM in the UK. That's crazy. Go to bed. Your ferret story touched me. I loved that ferret. She was a cool little girl. Her ears looks fine. Her ears, I created a typo for you. Her ears look fine and she looks nice with her hair up. I could not disagree more. Like, I think I look okay with my hair partially up. Like, that's pretty if I put like half of it up. But I hate the shape of my ears. I think they're the dumbest looking ears. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I lost 3 dogs, a cat, a rabbit, about 8 fish, 2 lizards. My point is, not everybody is like as resilient as you. And that's not a bad thing for you at all. That's not like, that doesn't mean that one like level of emotional trauma is worse or better. But for me that was really, really hard because I get very attached to my pets. That's just how I've always been. That's how I was when I was little. That's how I was brought up. And I love them like family. And you know me too, I'm extremely sensitive. So things that are hard for me are like super hard. So that was a hard time for me. Take 2 Benadryl and chat again tomorrow. Yeah. I love one song from Coheed and Cambria. Is it Welcome Home? Is it the song everybody knows? Listen to the Afterman albums. They're so good. An Animal Glands advice stream. The kink you didn't know you had. Check it now so you won't forget and so I can delete the tweet. Okay, oh my god, dude. Okay, hold on. Let me get my Twitter up and running. All right. Please stand by, friends. What is that? All right. Now, will it let me open this in the app? Accept invite. Accept invite. I'm at least 18 years old. Okay, I'm in. I'm in, Ryder. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm in indigestion time. Etc. Okay, I got tweeted about something. Okay, I'm not distracted. I'm on task. Hello, friends. I'm in, Ryder. I am in, and stuff, etc. etc. Have any of you guys seen Split? It is such a good movie. Okay. Miss Fine, is someone really flexing on how many of their pets have died? Go in the corner now. Everyone have more pets. Look after them, love them. If good people do not look after them, then who? This last has a me outlook on death. She needs a them outlook on death. Yeah. I'm so tired. My brain is disintegrating as we speak. I know I need to look at it their way, and ferrets are much more high maintenance than cats. And more high maintenance than dogs too. They're kind of like a specialty animal, but not as much as like a snake, obviously, or like my bearded dragon, or any of the strange variety of things I have had. My bearded dragon, he was my homie. I loved him. But yeah, like you have to you have to try to look at it that way. Like there's the saying that rescuing one cat may not change the world, but it changes the whole world for that cat. You know, that goes for dogs, that goes for any animal that you take in. And that is important to remember and try to prioritize over like how hard it is to lose them. And I know my cats that I have now. I love them to death. Like I know there's this weird mentality of ridiculing anybody who has cats. Like, no, I don't have children. I don't think I'm mentally fit to have children, to be frank with everyone. And like anybody who considers themselves a conservative who is going to try to guilt me into having children, when I care too much about any child I could or couldn't have to put them through something I don't think I'm capable of equipping them for. Like that, that's a weird tangent to go off on, but I've had a lot of people get really angry at the fact that I don't intend to have children. But like if you think that somebody on the internet being really nasty to me is going to make me change my mind about creating a whole ass human being who's completely at my mercy, whose entire life is my responsibility, that's not going to change my mind. I'm sorry. So like, yeah, I know that the fact that I medically can't have kids, the fact that I have cats, heaven forbid you have cats, as opposed to freaking, I don't know, Great Danes, or spider ball pythons, or bearded dragons, or a super specific kind of ghost shrimp. Oh, not cats. Like I know that's a source of ridicule or something, supposedly. I'm not a real conservative if I have cats and don't have children. Sorry, I guess. I don't know. But I don't half-ass things like that. When when an innocent little animal is my responsibility, I do everything within my power to give them a good life. And I love them like my family because they are at my mercy. They can't leave if they don't like how they're being treated. And I just love them to death. So I know when the pets I have now pass away, it's going to just about kill me. But at the same time, that temporary pain I have is more than worth it for them to have had these wonderful lives. And I'm trying to give them wonderful lives, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying really, really hard. And yeah, you have to have more of a mentality like that. I realize that. Because you're changing the whole world for any little animal that you save, or large animal, whatever it may be. Yeah, Welcome Home is amazing, Scrappy. You have to look into the Afterman albums. The Afterman albums are two of my favorite albums of all time. They're really cool. You started out with a brain, which is more than most people these days. Skittle said, I know I would be terrible with kids. That is a personal choice for everyone, though. Yeah, and I think some people would look at me and say you would be a phenomenal mom. And believe me, if I ever get pregnant, I will be the best damn mom you've ever seen. I will, whether I want to or not, whether it's pleasant or fun for me, I will put aside my selfish whims and do everything within my power to make sure that kid has the best life possible and the best shot at being well adjusted and happy and productive in this living hell of a world. But if I can help it, I'm not going to put an innocent child through what I've been through. I can't. And that alone, people are like, wow, you need therapy. You think? Like if my reason for not wanting to have a child, one of my reasons is because I don't it would feel sadistic to put a child into this hell of a world. You think I might need therapy? Yes, perhaps. But at the same time, it's like that should also indicate to you my mindset. And maybe that's not the best mindset to be raising a child in. But yeah, I know it is personal to everyone. And I certainly don't look down on or disagree with people who have children. You know, that's an incredible responsibility. And it's a miraculous thing for anybody to do. And I know it becomes life defining in the best way for most people. That human being or those human beings that they make and have the privilege of raising. But I would adopt a kid for sure, but it's yeah, for me, no, I don't think so. See, Ryder, I get what you're saying. Mort should have a real kid or two so she can have some confidence. Good night, Scrappy. Listen to the Afterman albums, please. I get that. Oh my god, I've been on here for 2.5 hours. What happened? Those peanut butter bites sure did their job. Like I understand in some ways that a lot of my fears and my it's not inhibitions, is it? Yeah, my inhibitions and I understand that some of that stuff I could not afford to have that. So I would put it aside to take care of a kid. But at the same time, I still, I don't know, you know? That's an incredibly serious decision. I think most people have kids on autopilot and never actually think about whether they're ready to or they want to or not. And I don't know. It's not a decision to be made lightly, and most people do. And it worries me and it makes me sad because some kids have really crappy childhoods because of all that. You get a kid, can I be the uncle? I guess so. Oh, I can't wait to be a mom someday. Good for you. That is awesome. Carlos said, I got 2 little kids. 2 kids, little shits, you're in my sleep. Still love them though. That's awesome. Assassin said that you are this hard on yourself means you care about the outcome, unlike the average Walmart land whale. I guess. Thank you. I mean, I know in some ways that makes me more conscientious than, unfortunately, a huge chunk of parents. But I still, you know, when I was a wee little and I didn't know about sex because I was teeny tiny and I thought you just randomly got pregnant once you got married, just mystically, I vowed that I would never get married because I did not want kids. When I was tiny, I did not want kids, and I can't see that changing, you know. But again, in a way it's a little bit like the mentality of like rescuing an animal. Like I would consider someday when I'm far more financially and mentally stable, I would consider adopting a child. Because those kids don't have any say in being in the world any more than anyone else. And I don't think a kid that you made biologically is any more worthy of a family, or I don't think a kid that's not yours biologically is any less worthy of having a loving family and home. That would be where my heart would be at if I ever felt up to the responsibility of raising a human being. Albert said, I've seen so many people I went to high school and college with have kids, and I couldn't even imagine being a parent right now. I couldn't either. I'm nowhere near a place, you know, financially, mentally, location-wise, anything to have a kid. Like, I would get it together if I had to, somehow, but it wouldn't be ideal. I can't fathom that right now. I'm not in a good headspace for that, and it's not right to just poof, here's a kid because everybody has kids, right? A viable ninja anger management counseling, L space C, couple spaces said, lol, stop worrying about other people or their opinions. It's not worth the trouble. Who the fuck cares about random mouths making noise? You aren't a proper conservative if you don't blah, blah, blah. Thank you. I do appreciate that. You know, it's weird and dismaying, but I also am kind of able to perceive that most people don't mean it. Like, I don't understand why this like cultural disdain of cats is coming back, or owning cats. I don't really understand it. But at the same time, it's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to change my whole life so that judgmental people on the internet like me? You know, am I going to sacrifice everything that makes me happy and just not have anything that makes me happy because it's not cool? Anything I do, people on the internet are going to hate me. You know, that's how people are. It's better to just say fuck it and be yourself, and realize no matter what the hell you do, people are going to hate you for it. So just, why not be happy? Why not, you know, have whatever animals you want to adopt and raise? Why not have the lifestyle you want? You know, why not do what you think is right and what would be fulfilling for you? What tucks a mummy in bed at night? Her mummy. Oh my God, dude. I'm going to be your wingman till you get laid and get your child. That's my impersonation of you being awkward. I had a great childhood until the joke I told in the car. Next minute, I was an orphan and I thought my dad should have bought the Volvo. Safest car 3 years running. We live and learn, or I did. I'm trying to make sense of what I just read. I have no idea if this is serious or not, and I'm erring on the side that it is, because I don't want to be like, that's funny, when you just shared something incredibly personal that happened to you. We live and learn. That for sure is true. It'll be like being a teenager again. Yeah, it is weird. Like, I mean, I would think, RJ, that would be exciting, but also terrible to be like, did you like puberty? Here's second puberty. Like, it would be crazy. Unless you mean, like, as far as helping me get laid and have children, like Ryder was saying, if that's what you meant by being a teenager again. I don't think I would want that. I don't think I would want being that distracted all the time. King Kong versus Godzilla next year. Who you got? Godzilla wins a riot. Godzilla throws buildings. King Kong climbs them. Radiation breath, etc. King Kong. I definitely like Godzilla better, so I'm gonna say Godzilla. Yeah. Hate makes you stronger. Let the dark feelings flow through you. Embrace the dark side of the force. Thank you. I'm trying. I will. Thank you. I don't know. Okay. All right, you guys. I have to go. I am so tired. I lost my voice. Do I feel better now than I did earlier? I don't know. I'm not sure. I did not mean for this to go on anywhere near as long as it did, but thank you guys. She was never, you have to be a teen to be a teen a second time. No, I get that. I meant like second puberty. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. I did catch up finally, but I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired. Yeah. Full circle. I just wanted to check in, let you guys know what's going on with me. I'm going to try and get back to making videos soon, but I'm just mentally exhausted. But I'm going to try. And yeah, I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting. And it was good to meet those of you mischief makers who are new and stuff. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, wherever you're at in the world. Please, please be an active participant in your own life, because life is going to happen to you no matter what. But if you start actively taking a role in it, it can become better than you ever realized, I promise. I will listen to that songwriter. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so compelled. If not, totally understandable. Have a nice life. And I hope this doesn't cut me off mid-sentence, but it probably will, so screw it, whatever. Goodbye, Skittles. Goodbye, Albert. And good night, and thank you. And thank you, Ryder, for always hanging out and being so cool. And goodbye, RJ. I wish you the best and stuff. Good night to all of you. I'm going sleepy, so good night. And I will see you guys all again very soon. And do I wait now for a minute to see if to make sure the stream catches up before I cut myself off? Do I? Okay. I think it's done. Okay. Bye-bye.